when the light hits it, y'all, it is like, bing! Hey guys, what's up? It is Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another movie makeup breakdown. In my last tutorial where I did Mary Poppins, I asked you guys to comment and let me know what character you'd like to see next. I later did a poll on my community tab on YouTube and y'all voted for Mera. This was such a fun drugstore look to do. If you happen to be new to my channel, welcome. I'm a freelance makeup artist and licensed esthetician based out of Los Angeles, obsessed with simplifying beauty and skincare, making it quick and easy. So if you enjoy this tutorial and want to see more just like this one, then definitely consider subscribing. All right guys, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with complexion. We are using the Revlon Candid Foundation. One really cool thing that I thought they did a great job on in the movie is that they changed her complexion finish based on what she was doing. So like when she was closer to the water, they had her more of like kind of a radiant dewy finish. And then when she was on land, they had her in more of a matte finish. And then especially when like she just got out of the water, they did a really good job of like really putting like glycerin or water or just something on the skin to really give it like an overall glow. Next, let's go ahead and go into bronzer, blush, contour. Now, she really did have a pretty sculpted look. It almost looks like they had a bit of contour underneath with bronzer layered on top. Now, it could be just Amber Heard's bone structure, but I suspect that they did use a little bit of a cooler tone just to really enhance those features. So I'm gonna go ahead and take just a little eyeshadow brush. We're using the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I'm just gonna mix these two colors back and forth just because I'm a little bit more of a fair complexion. And I'm gonna hit it right underneath the cheekbones. Just kind of going back and forth, and if anything, blending a little bit more up. And then while we're here, because I know that we're gonna have more of a sculpted eyeshadow look, I am gonna take it right in my eye socket. We're just gonna pick up this bronzer right here. Whew, that has some powder. Tap off the excess and then line it up with the base of the contour and then right above it. And if this step ever gets too crazy, then just go back to your foundation brush and just lighten it up. So you can take, the excess product that's already on your forehead and just kick it back and it'll soften that line. It looks like she used quite a pinky blush. Now, one of my favorite drugstore blush palettes is this one from Revolution. It is Dirty and Loved. I use it almost every day. I just love the color range, and personally, which it looks like is what they did in the movie itself, I like to use more of a matte blush and then add a shimmer on top because it gives you a little bit more control. I do like blushes with a little bit of luminosity, but not with so much glow that it like overwhelms the cheek area, because it kind of makes you lose a lot of the dimension that we just work so hard to build in. With blush, I like something like this that doesn't have a lot of density so that it can just kind of blend in effortlessly. So we're gonna take this color, and it really was in line with the bronzer and contour. So I'm just gonna layer it kind of right on top. Let's go ahead and get into highlight. Now, hers was almost like silvery white. So let's take this guy. I'm gonna start with just on the high point of the cheekbone, and you can kind of see if you're sitting in light while you're doing your makeup, just by kind of moving your face and seeing where the light actually hits it. That's gonna be the highest points and planes on your face. So I'm gonna just take it right above on this cheekbone. Oh my gosh, I'm not a glitter glam girl, so this is so fun. It looks like the makeup artist actually really created quite a full brow, but kept Amber's natural shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a pomade, going back to the Revolution brow product. I'm gonna take quite a dense, stiff brush for this. So I'm gonna start kind of from the bottom and blend up. Now Amber has a stronger arch than I do, so I'm just gonna hit mine a little bit harder. Isn't that crazy, the difference between the two brows? Like, brows can really frame your face. It's kind of crazy. The woman who did Amber Heard's makeup was only responsible for Amber Heard, but she also did her hair, which is cool. All right, let's move into eyeshadow. I'm just putting on a little bit of eyeshadow primer. I thought it was really cool. They used a lot of shimmer on the lid, but it also had that kind of like wet, shimmery look. Another interesting thing that they did is that they really extended the eyeshadow quite a bit out, and I think that could be paying tribute to like the comic books, because in the comic books all of the features are really over exaggerated, so the eyes are like these big old elongated eyes. For this look, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Nude Awakening palette. Typically what I like to do is just take a bone color or any powder and just run it all over the eye, because that's gonna kind of let the eyeshadow primer stick to something, so that when you're going in to blend your like hero colors on the lid, it's not gonna like stick in a weird way. So I'm just taking like this light bone color and just hitting it all over the eyelid. We'll take a little bit of that and I'm just gonna pop it in the inner half of the eye. And take this kind of gray color, I'm gonna mix these two together and just start building out this kind of outer crease. Really just hitting it on like the outer corner of the eye and then blending it up and out. Now it does look like she has a little bit of warmth in that outer section of the eye where most of the other part is pretty cool, like kind of gray brown. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of this shade with just a light brush and just kind of hit it right on the edge, gentle. Now it does look like there is a little bit of darkness kind of on this outer corner here. So I'm gonna go in with the black in the palette, but we're gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna hit it right by the lash line. I'm gonna go in with this little blender brush and just soften it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this gray and black together. I'm gonna dust off the excess on my hand first, and then use that to kind of blend this little edge right in here. Same brush that we used in the beginning. Going back to a light brush here, I'm just gonna soften that edge. I'm gonna be using the Milani Stay Put, and it's really quite just like a dark brown and black. All right, let's go ahead and pop this on the other eye and I'll be right back. So next what I'm gonna do before I really complete this eyeshadow look is I really want to go ahead and put the lashes on. Lashes can really kind of change the way that your eye shape looks, especially in a lash look like this one that's really kind of nice and elongated. So I want to see what the lash is going to create before I really finish off this eyeshadow, see if I need to add any liner, anything like that. Let's go ahead and put on a little bit of mascara just to kind of blend the lashes. It looks like there's a little bit on the bottom, but not a lot, just kind of to kind of fill out that shading. And in some pictures, it's really hard to tell. One thing about this makeup is like, I feel like it really does look different in every single light. So I'm just kind of doing the best to kind of like combine all of them together. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild, my favorite, the photo focused concealer. And I'm just gonna take a flat concealer and just press a little bit more of the same to give me a little bit more coverage. And I am gonna take just a little bit of this light eyeshadow right underneath in this inner corner of the eye. In some photos, it looks like she has white eyeliner in her waterline, but in other photos it doesn't. But we will take a little bit of that same shimmer that we used on this inner portion of the top lid and just put a little bit underneath it. It looks like in the comic book series, most of the time Mera was wearing like a bright red lip. In, I believe, the battle scene, she had a red lip on. If I'm not mistaken, fact check me, let me know if I'm correct in the comment section. But so I'm gonna use the Prestige lip liner. And it looks like it was mostly matte, which is smart because if you're gonna have a really radiant makeup, you kind of have to make those choices on like what's gonna stay matte, because if you just have like all radiance, it's gonna be like a disco ball. And I'm just gonna top it off with the L'Oreal lipstick in Sparkling Rose. This was way more radiant than I had anticipated. I'm just gonna throw a little powder on top. And usually what I do at this stage, instead of powdering it, I'm actually gonna just spray it with a little bit of purified water to give it that same kind of hydrated glow that Mera rocked in the movie most of the time. And that concludes my Mera makeup tutorial. Let me know in the comment section below which movie character you'd like me to tackle next, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this movie makeup breakdown series. As always, there are more tips, tricks on Facebook and Instagram at Makeup by Shannon Marie. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye guys!